Hey guys. So I guess we'll just start at the beginning of this long, crazy life story of mine. We'll start with the morning that my daughter passed away. Her name was Addison. She was 5 months and 2 days old. Perfect baby. And my husband was deployed overseas in Kuwait when I had her and when she passed away. But he was able to come home for 24 hours the day after I had her to meet her. And then he had to go back. And he was back for another, right at 5 months, and I woke up one morning. My dad had come in to tell me that he was going to work, and he looked at her and just noticed that she wasn't moving like she normally would have been, and he picked her up. She was still warm, she had color, she looked fine, but she just wasn't breathing. So we started CPR, called 911, and as my dad was doing CPR, I just remember her color changing from like this to whitish to grayish, and it just didn't look good. But I still had hope that everything was going to be okay. Had no idea what happened. They put her in the ambulance, rushed her to the hospital, where the doctors there worked on her for at least another hour, until they did CPR for so long that at some point they just had to stop because they didn't want to break her bones. And they came out and told me that they had given her several shots of epi to get her heart, jumpstart her heart, and nothing was working, and that they didn't want to hurt her body anymore, and so they told me that there was nothing else they could do. And I don't really remember what happened after that immediately. They took her away, and they told me to go sit in a little family room, and about an hour later they came back and they told me if I wanted to see her that I could come with them. And they took me into a dark room. They had swaddled her, and she was perfect, but she just wasn't moving, wasn't alive. And I remember sitting in that rocking chair in the dark, rocking her for as long as they would let me rock her, just begging out loud and in my heart, to myself, to God, just please, just open your eyes and take a breath. And it never happened. So went home, and I don't remember the rest of that day. I do remember they sent DHR, Child Protective Services, over to my house to look around because I guess they have to investigate it. Part 2.